everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at Sword of the Stars, The Pit. This is a new game from Kerberos Productions. I believe they are known for producing the Sword of the Stars games, but this is, to the best of my knowledge, the first roguelike game that they've actually produced. This is a game that is very much in my wheelhouse. It is now available on Steam. I'm going to admit I actually have zero affiliation and zero knowledge of what goes on in the Sword of the Stars franchise. This is my first entry into this franchise, but I have not been lost so far. And this is very much the easiest way to describe this is kind of as like a sci-fi version of Dungeons of Dreadmore. It's a turn-based roguelike that is very, very slow-paced in contrast to something like Isaac or Spelunky, which moves much, much more quickly. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, though. We're going to start a new game here. As in typical roguelike fashion, we are going to start on the very first floor every single time. And we actually have a, it almost looks like a jump screen here that is very, very similar to Risk of Rain. So we've got this marine. It's a roguelike. The RPG elements, though, are very, very strong. So people have things like attributes like stats, might, fitness, and brains. Might, obviously, like vitality, finesse, I believe, has something to do with speed and maybe dodge percentage chances, and brains, stuff like hacking and electrical skill. And we also have skills as well, so you can almost think of it as like an RPG meets a roguelike, or almost something like Deus Ex, like your character has all of these, or Fallout, so your character has all of these special abilities that you can level up as you go, which makes it a much more dense and perhaps varied experience every single time than your typical roguelike, which is already varied every single time. But I am going to play as the Marine, because that's who I've played as so far. I've only done 2 runs of Sword of the Stars so far. Each one tends to be about a half hour long, though, so, well, a half hour long if you're going to die as early as I do anyway, so, you know, settle back, get some coffee or something, and we are going to get started here. So this is our interface. And we might as well just talk about this a little bit quickly. So there's our character, as you can see. We move around with WASD, which you might expect, and we also have an inventory here that we can pull up. So we have a huge inventory system, and we're going to have to use some of these items as we progress. We don't need to talk too much about it so far. We've got med kits, we've got some armor, we've got med patches, which I guess heal us a little bit. And we have weapons as well. Now we can cycle through those weapons with the tab key. So we have an auto pistol, an assault rifle, a grenade, well, several grenades, I guess, a punch, and a blade. And obviously the benefit of the blade and the punch is that they don't take any extra ammo, but they do a lot less damage. You have to be right next to the enemy. The red meter on our very left here, I'm not sure if you can see my mouse pointer, but this is our health bar. So this goes down as we take damage, it goes up as we use medkits, and the right one is our food bar. So as time goes on, we will have to eat to keep this food bar up. I'm not sure if you can starve to death. I've never lasted that long. But we can start playing now. So even as we very soon get started here, or like very first get started, we can see things like this rot pile. Now I can hit G, or space. Sorry, yeah, space in this case. And this will allow us to interact with this rot pile. So I can try to forage in here. We have a 48% chance of success. If I succeed, I will get something like, you know, food or an item. And if I fail, I might take damage. Let's take a look at it. 48%. Never tell me the odds. So there we go, our foraging skill has upgraded, and in addition, we picked up a food pellet. So we can do the same thing up here. So as you do things more and more often throughout the game, like, you know, searching rot piles, unlocking doors, stuff like that. Oh, there's an enemy here. Sadly, I didn't get anything from that rot pile. Let's use F to kill this guy. Okay, F is fire. Yeah, as you succeed in these objectives, you will gain foraging skill, or gain lockpicking skill, or whatever skill that you're using at the time. We picked up a scent gland from that unit. I will say it's a little bit idiosyncratic the way enemies move, or like the way the turn-based system works. It seems like you get 2 moves and enemies get 1 move, but that might depend on, what was I gonna say? On the, your finesse stat, which I believe is tied to your speed. In any case, I'm just using my, blade for now to cut these enemies down, because the blade obviously doesn't take ammo, and we're gonna want this ammo for later floors. So enemies don't do very much damage to us yet. We're picking up various items. I'll get that mouse pointer off the screen for you guys, but we'll talk about what to do with those items a little bit later, because it actually is, you know, it has a big impact on how the game is going to go. There's a lot of, like, very Dungeons of Dreadmore-esque, I should say, aspects to this game. You know what, why don't we take out the assault rifle here, and I'll show you how this works. So again, this is turn-based. We don't actually have to shoot, you know, aiming our shots like the Binding of Isaac in real time. Instead, what we can do is, with the assault rifle, it's kind of unique. We can actually pick 3 targets per turn to attack. So we just hit control and the arrow keys to aim our shots, and we can take 3 shots. Sadly, 2 of them missed, which ended up not being all that good for us, but that's just to give you a feel for how some of these items work. We can also throw grenades if we want to, but for now, I'm just going to stick with the blade. We should be able to one-shot most of these enemies, and this is actually a good opportunity to level up. Let me kill this guy first, and then we'll level up. So he's gotten close enough to die. Beautiful. As you can see at the bottom, we do get experience, so let's hit C here. and we can level up. Every time you level up, you get 3 stat points and 4 skill points, I believe. I've never gotten anything higher than this. So we can upgrade, let's upgrade 1, 1, and 1. And you can see how this changes our stats, by the way. So watch, I don't even know what'll change when we hit brains, but let's try. Maybe that adjusted some of these a little bit. Anyway, maybe it adjusts my chances of succeeding in some of those events that you saw, like the rot pile and stuff like that. We also get skill points, which we can put into a variety of skills like lockpicking, mechanical, computer, individual weapons. There's other stuff down here. Deciphering. Deciphering is key, actually, because there's a crafting system in the game, but like Dungeons of Dreadmore, you kind of have to figure out the recipes as you go. So one of the ways that you can do that is by deciphering messages that you find just like kind of cryptologically around the level. This can give you recipes that will enter your recipe book and make things easier on you. But I think what I'm going to do, let's upgrade, you can see how much it costs, by the way. Let's upgrade Decipher a little bit, and let's upgrade Knife as well, because I'm going to be using that a lot in the interim, or the very first period here. So that's a pretty good beginner level description, I think, of how things go. Oh, let's kill this guy. Of how things go in Sword of the Stars, The Pit. It's very much, it reminds me a lot of like an old school RPG. Again, like a Fallout, I guess, before, well, I probably shouldn't even talk about it because my affiliation with the Fallout series is so low, I don't want to make a fool of myself. It reminds me a lot of Deus Ex in its character creation anyway. Let's continue foraging through these rot piles. By the way, you can use the keyboard entirely for the interface if you want to, except for the inventory. But we're just going to go through these because I want to increase my foraging skills. We will become over-encumbered at some point in all likelihood. But even still, it's likely important for me to go through all this stuff. So again, we found an ammo crate. See if we can get some extra ammunition here. Ammunition is going to be extremely important for us, as you might expect. We picked up rifle rounds, which is good because the assault rifle goes through ammo like crazy. We'll check this rot pile. And again, it's going to be kind of similar to... man, these rot piles are coming out with garbage. It's going to be kind of similar to, you know, Isaac or Dreadmore in that our entire goal is just going to be to go down to the next floor. Now, you might notice we're not losing health at a quick rate, and we're not really getting hungry at that quick of a rate either. This will add up as we get further and further throughout the game, I promise, which is why I am trying to get as much as I possibly can with respect to food right now. Because food also, it's not like you eat something and then everything is a-okay, like you're suddenly not hungry as soon as you eat one thing. You definitely want to make sure you have as much food as possible, because each one doesn't do all that much for you. Let's check out our sonic nodule here, which I just picked up. I think that's, okay, a specialized auxiliary voice box that allows the creature to emit hypersonic signal. We can't use that. That means, oh, I just clicked away from the window for a second. That means it is some kind of crafting agent, which in all likelihood we'll be able to use a little bit later. But we haven't come across a crafting bench yet. There's two kinds of crafting and cooking. I haven't seen anything else yet. There's our exit, so we might just go down to the next floor. Normally you want to clear it out, but it's not like we're looking for an item room or a shop or anything, so I think we were pretty fair to just go down to the next floor. I mean, the other thing is you want to make sure you go to absolutely every single room if possible, just because you want to make sure... That was a nice backstab there, I think. Just to make sure that you're as high a level as possible that you can be when you go down. Now, this is a game where the difficulty very much increases slowly. I wouldn't necessarily say it's an easy game, but it does take a little while to get started into more difficult levels. I didn't really have too much of a problem in either of my runs until I got down to like the 3rd or the 4th floor. Oh, I've been infected with a disease. I have no idea what that means, actually. What we might want to do... Oh, we actually succeeded in getting through this. God damn it! I was going to say we succeeded in getting that ammo crate, but sadly, we got interrupted midway. So it's... I called it a turn-based roguelike. That might not be 100% true. It almost feels like it's like semi-turn-based. Oh, the disease has been fought off. I'm not sure if the enemy did that by accident. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's semi-turn-based, because it seems to be like real-time when no enemies are around. But as soon as I see an enemy, then it'll become real-time, if that makes any sense. Similarly, if I like start taking an action, then enemies seem to be able to move mostly in real-time. Or very quickly at the very least. So we have this armor locker. 58% chance to hack into it. Let's see if we can succeed and maybe get some new armor here to equip on our person. Hack failed, sadly. We can try again, but the thing is, the longer we try and the more times we fail, the more likely we are to set off kind of an alarm system. Tailoring system shreds the armor. Fantastic. So we actually didn't get anything out of that. The way that this comes into play mostly is when you come up to, like, locked doors. Trap increases your speed by 200% for 30, or yeah, for 30 rounds. So yeah, I mean, it is turn-based, and our speed is going to allow us to move more before enemies come to us. It's kind of an idiosyncratic way of dealing with things. I kind of like it, though. It's different, let's put it that way. I got lucky there and got the ammo crate unlocked. How about light weapons lockers? 62% chance of success. Okay, we got something there. More rifle rounds, I guess, and there is a damaged locker here, so we'll try to get that. I think my strategy, at least so far, oh, damn it, that sucks. For most of my skill point allotment is to put it all, or a lot of it at the very least, into things like foraging. Wow, these guys do a lot of damage. I should probably change to a better weapon, like this assault rifle. Turn around, and then do some multiple attacks here, like so. Alright, that was good enough. You want to be careful because you don't want to waste ammo in times when it's not necessary. That raw meat might prove to be important for us. Let's see what we got in this raw pile. Yeah, but yeah, I try to build up like my character's abilities first, if that makes sense, and try not to focus too much on the weapons. The only reason oh shit, I hate these robots. The only reason I focused on the weapons for the first level was because I'm going to be using my blades so often that it seemed like a good idea. We haven't seen a lot of what I feel makes this game so interesting. We could probably go back to our auto pistol here just to take this shot. We don't have to manually aim. The pistol will just like figure out who we're probably trying to aim at and do a good job of that. But giant mitochondria antibodies. I've never seen giant mitochondria before. Again, I assume it's a crafting element. Ingredient, actually. This chemical energy organ of a giant single-cell blob, very useful in a variety of health concoctions. Interesting. Okay, so let's click off the screen here, like so, and then continue making our way through here. It looks like there is some kind of locker over here where maybe I can find something. Damaged repair station. 28% chance of success. Our electronic skill is pretty low. Again, never tell me the odds, and we can level up, by the way, so I should do that. That failed for us and cannot be repaired. So let's level up. I'm going to put more points into my might. That increases my HP, as well as my food meter, I think. Maybe it doesn't even increase my HP. We'll increase our finesse as well. And then I think we should put points into electronics, which we suck at, and maybe lockpicking. Because nothing sucks more than actually setting off an alarm because you sucked at lockpicking too much. Let's try this again. But, you know, you'll try to hack a door once and it'll be like failed. You try to hack it twice, failed. If you fail for the third time, you usually get an alarm that kind of closes that door forever and allows enemies to kind of bum rush you a little bit, like alerts them to your position. So another thing, what I was saying earlier is we hadn't seen a lot of what I feel makes this game kind of interesting, and what that is kind of the environmental stuff. So we'll occasionally come across like this alien technology that we don't know what to do with. So Stasis Pantry, I believe, just gives us food. We have an 11% chance of success. Usually, the lower the percentage chance, the lower the risk if you fail, I think, as well. Like that one, obviously, as you can see, just jams on us. But if you fail like a higher percentage thing, oftentimes there are more negative consequences, like a trap blowing up in your face or something. Well, I got lucky there. I got some rotten cheese, which is probably terrible for me. So I'm not going to eat it. You know, it's too high in saturated fats. And we got something else here as well. What is that? Beta key. I've gotten an alpha key and a beta key. I'm not sure what that's going to do. Here, maybe we might get an experience with this door lock. No, sadly, it actually just upgraded. And by sadly, I mean thank God. We've also found our exit, and we found some technology here. I don't know why these guys are suddenly doing so much damage, but we should probably eat something after we finish with this encounter. So let's kill this guy. Beautiful. We'll pick up some more crafting ingredients. I promise we will be able to use these at some point. Keep in mind what I said near the top of this video, that this is very much a slower memory optimizer. We'll check that out in a second. This is very much 1% chance of success. This better have an awesome weapon if I succeed. We could be witnessing history in the making. Come on. No. Oh! Alarm triggered. Let's just try to repair this charging hub quickly. And then we'll leave, because enemies are probably coming for us now. But in any case... Nah, we failed. Let's just leave to the next floor. Remember what I said near the top of the video, that this is very much a slower kind of style of roguelike. So if you're into games like Dungeons of Dreadmore, which was slower again in its own right, average Dungeons of Dreadmore run... Come on, don't hit me. God damn it! Chewbacca. Average Dungeons of Dreadmore run, at least, you know, if you're getting through the 3rd or the 4th floor, was definitely over an hour. This definitely seems to kind of hew closer to that style than something like Isaac or Spelunky, where runs can be over in 5 or 6 minutes. In that way, the game seems less punishing than some real-time roguelikes, but that doesn't make it any worse. It just makes it a little bit different. I'm having a decent amount of fun with this so far. It's a little bit... I'm not going to say... Someone's following me here. Yeah, there we go. I'm not going to necessarily say contrary to my taste, but in general, I do prefer, like, those generally quick moving games with roguelike elements. You know, games like Spelunky, Isaac, FTL, even Teleglitch was much faster than this. But I love Dungeons of Dreadmore as well, so I decided, you know what, we're gonna give this game a chance, and I'm glad I did. Wow, there's a lot of enemies here. Luckily okay, I should probably use a pistol for this guy, because he does a lot of damage. I think he just moved instead of attacking me, which was kind of silly in my opinion. Let's finish him off here. Beautiful. So we'll pick up bindings, which will be an important crafting ingredient. And then let's check out our inventory. And I probably want to eat something. So let's not eat the... Oh, can we use a neural stimulator serum designed to increase learning ability over a short period of time? Not going to eat that yet. Might be important later. Let's take Soul Force rations, and we'll eat those. As you can see, that bumps up our hunger meter fairly well. Let's see if we can get it even higher. We can also make things like sandwiches. The game definitely has a sense of humor with respect to its items, as you will see as we move along a little bit. It's weird that you don't move like once and then have enemies move, if that makes sense. Like I find it really strange that you have a varying degree of ability to move based on your stats, or the number of turns you can take before enemies move, if that makes sense. But at the same time, it does kind of allow for a different style of play, as you can go for like a 100% speed run or something, and just try to like run away from enemies. I guess we do have a cooker here, so we will be able to experience some kind of crafting. I got very lucky with my repair hub there. Let's try to activate it. We repaired it, and there we go. You have no rechargeable items, but at the very least, just doing that, it might seem fruitless, but I'm not sure if you saw, it gave us a ton of experience, and it also gives us a chance to improve our skills through the environment, not merely through simply upgrading them with stat points, which is cool. It's like the more you practice something, the more you can do it, you know? Okay, so now we're at a cooking station, and we do have one recipe, so we can make, I believe this is called a suit switch, or it could be a salt switch, I don't know. I believe the developers are Swedish. At the very least, some Scandinavian country, I think. So we have cooked meat, Tarka war bread makes a suit switch, but we don't have any war bread. Am I being hit here? We have a sonic nodule, we have bone slivers, bindings, rotten cheese, and raw meat. What we can just do some straight up Minecraft shit here, and we can put a, you know, meat in here, craft probably cooked meat. But is there anything else maybe we want to put in here? Basically what I'm trying to get at is the game encourages experimentation to figure out what recipes are, or coming across transmissions and being able to decipher them. I haven't really been able to figure out any recipes apart from this one, which they give you in the tutorial. Let's just try crafting this meat. Attempt unknown recipe, yes. It gave us cooked meat, piece of meat made safe to eat through a miracle of fire. Awesome. So we can pick that up. The one thing I would like to point out is that I believe now, this cooking station... Oh no, it still works, okay. So we can see if we can make something else. Why don't we try, the thing is, if you make something that is not a recipe, it will just die. Like the ingredients will just not work anymore. Okay, so let's try the Mito... No. We could cook the grenade. That doesn't seem like a... What if we put grenade? So this is like just a standard explosive grenade. And then we put something like this sonic nodule in here. I wonder if this would make like a sonic grenade. Let's try it. Am I a genius or an idiot? This recipe is invalid. The items used have been destroyed. Okay, so the truth comes out. I am indeed an idiot. The last... I think these cookers have a limited number of uses. Yeah, this one is now out. So... You know, you can't just sit here forever and craft, which is kind of annoying if you're trying to come across, or trying to divine a number of recipes. But at the same time, it does kind of encourage you to keep moving, which I think is smart as well. In any case, let's keep moving on here. These robots are super annoying, but we're lucky in that we have a decent amount of ammo, so let's just try to take these guys out. Like so. One shot should be enough, but there is always the chance to miss, like you saw right there. But I don't mind missing that guy, because he doesn't do very much damage to me at all. So I'm not sure if we're going to do a whole run. Oh, 16% chance of success. I should really improve my electronics score to get around stuff like this. Hey, we got something. What is that? Kutar oat mix. Right here. A heaver dry bread. Somewhat tasteless but nourishing. I bet I could make a sandwich with that if I could combine that with the cooked meat in another cooker. So this is where we started. Let's keep moving on. What I was going to say is I'm not sure if we're going to do a whole... run of the pit here, because you know that could be an incredible amount of time, but we will continue playing for a little while. I want to make sure we at least get to some later floors so you can see some of the more difficult enemies. We have another sonic nodule here, which is good because I lost the other one. Just guy doesn't see us. I didn't mean to use my gun. Did my blade break or something? It did. I did not know that could happen. That's actually not good for me. Let's go to our auto pistol. We actually have a lot of ammo for that, so we can afford. Our speed is decreased. We can afford to use some ammo here. God damn it, these rats are now moving like twice as fast as I do, but in 30 rounds, we'll be good. While we're opening this, I'm just gonna take a sip of this coffee to keep me juiced up here. Looks like we got cooked meat and rotten cheese. Let's get a little closer. Oh, we have to go around this way. Cooked meat times 3 and rotten cheese, actually. That is pretty good. Did I drop my pistol? How did that happen? My pistol broke! Game. Actually, I have 155 ammo for my assault rifle. So even though we're going to be using 3 ammo per shot, we do have enough to keep us alive for a little bit. Let's try to open this door here. 51% chance of success. I love that you can actually improve your lockpicking skills and other various skills. We might see the... Okay, good. We didn't set up the alarm there. But I love that you can increase your skills just through using them in the environment. I think that's a very smart kind of style of game to have. Did he have knockback as a result of that punch? That was weird. Anyway, we succeeded and we got something from him I've never seen before. Optics. Let's take a look. Optics. A collection of optical sensor parts. So again, this is something that we will use in crafting. There are, I don't want to call them potions, but that's kind of the word I might use for lack of a better word. No! God damn it! I was in the middle of something here. Let's try it again to see. We don't have any objects worth charging, but at the very least, if we repair this successfully, we'll level up. And we failed and we got hit, actually. But yeah, we'll come across modules, I guess is maybe a better way to put it, that can modify us. And these work similar to the potions in games like Dungeons of Dreadmore or Legend of Dungeon, where the potions have effects that we don't really know what they do until we use them. So they might have good effects, they might have crazy effects, or they might have terrible effects. In any case, let's upgrade our might and our brains a little bit. Let's upgrade our electronics and computer skills, and I guess we might as well upgrade our assault weapons. Why not upgrade lockpicking a little bit more and deciphering? Oh, we can't. Okay, blade is probably worthless now. Let's upgrade our mechanical ability then. That's going to be useful for us. So we're only level 4. Again, there's a lot of time left. I want to see if the punch has knockback, because if the punch has knockback, it doesn't. But it does kind of scare them away at the very least. And it saves ammo. And you know, at this point in the game, ammo is probably more precious than health, because we're pretty good for health, and we're pretty fine for hunger as well. So our lockpicking skill has gotten better. That's why, you know, it's good to explore the entire floor, just to get a feel for, or just to go to every single, like, encounter you can. Because by going to every single encounter, you're going to make your character the best character that you can possibly be. Please don't interrupt me in the middle of reloading. You jerkwads. Could throw grenades at them, but that's not necessary yet. Instead, we will just punch these worms to death. And again, actually, just by using our melee, we've upgraded our melee ability, which I didn't understand at first. Bypass security lock. Let's see. By the way, if we improve our trap ability, let's see if we can open this. Oh, I broke the lock, so I can't open it? That's silly. If we, what the heck was I getting? Oh, if we improve our ability with traps, like we put more points in the trap skill, I believe we'll be able to notice a lot of those traps, which are sadly, at this point, just kind of like being invisible to me. Let's see if we can get this open. Okay, good. Now I'm just trying to find the exit to this level, actually. Oh, and I found a trap. Let's see if we can disable this. So 25% chance of success. If we fail, probably negative consequences for our health. If we succeed, which we did, we get a big bonus to our trap skill, which is good. Let's try going up here. I don't think I've been this way yet. There are enemies. The main way that I discover that there are enemies is from realizing that I can't move freely anymore. We might as well explore a little bit more. Now there's nothing really to see. There are 2 lockers, though. So let's see if we can bypass this red in a lock and get something good from this one. What do we get? Med patch times 5 could be useful. Let's try this damaged locker, which you'd think would be easier to open, but I guess, you know, the hinges are broken or something. And we get a lockpick set. Beautiful. Okay, so down to the next floor, I would say. And this might be the last floor that I'll cover in this video, simply because at this point I'm like, okay, well, you know, things might change as we... I didn't want to punch that guy, actually. We can aim our punches if we want to, like so. Let's just kill this guy, like so. What am I being hit by from behind? Oh, is this dude? Okay. I didn't realize he could still hit me from there. You know, things might get more difficult as we get later and later into the pit, but it might take us, you know, 45 minutes to do that, so I don't necessarily want to go down that road. Casing fragments. I wonder if this would allow us to make a new kind of ammo. I don't really want to use the lockpick set. I kind of just want to pick it, which I think is what I did there. I'd rather use the lockpick set in situations where, good, that actually still worked for us. The lockpick set will be really useful for me in situations where, there's our exit already, where I've already failed like twice on a lockpick, because then it makes it very unlikely that I'm going to fail 3 times in a row. It might even be 100% automatic. So let's do this. I'm sure at some point a very nice wiki with respect to this game will pop up online, and then the recipe thing is going to be less kind of frustrating for now. Let's try the lockpick set on this. 91% chance of success. Awesome. So this is going to allow us to get through some really strong locks and possibly get some really good items. Let's see what we get here. Looks like we got a new weapon. We get a rifle and 60 rifle rounds. So that's not an assault rifle anymore. That is just a standard rifle. I guess my guess is going to be that it's low rate of fire, but very high damage. It seems like there's a lot of enemies around here. I just got paused for a long time. Might as well try to pick this so that we can get a little bit extra experience and lockpicking skill like so. Obviously, in typical RPG fashion, the higher you go with respect to levels, the more experience it takes to get to the next level. There's a locker in here I didn't even notice. Oh, no, it's empty. Okay. Maybe I botched that at first. I find it hard to believe that I would make that mistake. So let's try using the rifle here. I've never used just the individual rifle before. But, you know, we do have 185 shots in it, and that's a pretty big deal. Unfortunately, apparently I suck. Maybe it's not meant for short-range combat, as you can see right here. My armor is damaged. Things will become damaged, including your weapons, as you might have seen before. What we should probably do is reload this weapon first off, and then I'm going to go into my inventory because my dude is getting a little bit hungry. And maybe we should eat one of these cooked meats here, and we'll see how much that helps us. You know, not all that much, so let's go back to our rations, and we'll eat one of those, which did maybe a little bit more for us. At the very least, we want to save some of these meat upgrades so that we can, you know, make sandwiches later, and the sandwiches almost certainly will provide more HP. But at the very least, I think this is a game, you know, I haven't talked a lot about my overall impressions of this game so far. And, you know, as I... Oh, this guy's tough. As I always say, when I don't talk a lot about my impressions, take that to mean that I'm having so much fun with the game that I consider it kind of like I would rather play the game than simply talk about the game. It's a very positive thing. I think this is a game that a lot of people are going to enjoy if they're fans of games like Dungeons of Dreadmore. This is... I always compare roguelike games to Dungeons of Dreadmore. This is one of the few cases where it's a very, very apt comparison. This is almost, you know, most easily described as a sci-fi version, like a space marine version. Who attacked me? Of Dungeons of Dreadmore. I think it's the dude behind me. What an asshole, man. Does assault rifle use the same ammo as rifle? If so, I've got to be careful about that. Yes, it does. Okay, good to know. We could probably just punch that rat, but why not shoot him? Well, I guess the reason why not is because we have a huge chance of missing with the rifle, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, I haven't even mentioned how much this game costs, but it's only going for $10 on Steam, so I think that's absolutely a fair price. 50 rounds for the rifle is awesome. One thing I will say, we should probably nip this in the bud, is a lot of people I think are going to have problems with the game graphically. And you know, it's undeniable that this is a very simplistic looking game from a graphical standpoint, and I don't think that the art of the game is its strong point. Obviously, you guys know that I don't care if a game has simplistic art, as long as the art is, you know, somewhat engaging or creative. Not everything has to be, you know, 3D, Tress FX, etc., etc. I do think the art is, to a certain extent, a little bit... I've never fought an enemy like this before. He does so much damage. Holy shit. Okay. Let's try our assault rifle. That worked fantastically. What do we get here? Energy cell, logic circuits, and a medical locker. So this might actually heal us if we succeed. No, it just gave us a med patch. That's okay, too, though. But yeah, as long as the art is, you know, to a certain extent inspired or interesting, then that's fine by me. I don't necessarily think that it is here. To a certain extent, to me, this looks like programmer art, and I know that that is probably offensive to the artist to say that. It's functional. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not something that takes away from the experience substantially. Maybe we'll go down to the next floor. Like, the gameplay is definitely the highlight here. But at the same time, I do, you know, it would be nice if the game looked a little bit kind of more interesting, I guess. But, you know, I kind of feel like Dungeons of Dreadmore looked like garbage, and I love that game despite that. and it looked like garbage not just from like an uninspired standpoint, but there were actually like interface problems that made the game more difficult to play, in my opinion. Damn it, we jammed the locker. So I'm not gonna complain about this too much in any case. Also, you know, the lack of music is a little bit jarring. I'm not sure if maybe you can turn that on in a setting or something. The options menu seems pretty bereft for the most part. Let's see if we can kill this robot. Oh, the robot can shoot at us! This might be a good opportunity to use a grenade for once. So let's take a frag grenade. By using our arrow keys, we can place it, and we can see its area of effect as well. So let's toss this bad boy in here. That did a lot of damage, and we actually unlocked an achievement as well. This guy's still alive, though. So let's try to use our assault rifle to attack him. That went beautifully, I would say. And we're about to level up again. That's seems totally fine by me, considering I just killed a bunch of dudes. There's our achievement finally popping up into the bottom there. And let's move into this area, which has some things that I've never seen before. First things first, we'll level up. Again, we'll do Might 2, Finesse 1. Let's upgrade our electronics skill. Let's upgrade our deciphering ability. And that's all we've got. Okay. And then let's see what we found on the ground here, because there's a lot of stuff. Cybernetic brain, electronic parts, pistol rounds, bindings. What do we have in this rusty door? Rusty door is always good to open. You never know what you might find inside. That looks like an SMG or something. Yeah, machine pistol. In true teleglitch fashion. And what do we have in here? Another knife, which is fantastic. And what the fuck is this thing? Is there an enemy in here? Security station. Access security, 14% chance of success. Han Solo.jpg, never tell me the odds. Wow, we got in. It unlocks all the doors, which actually might be bad. Because it doesn't allow us to upgrade our lockpicking skill, I guess. Let's try it again. Okay, that's bad. It hit me with the stun charge and set off an alarm. And you know what? I think that is a good time to probably stop this Let's Look At of Sword of the Stars, The Pit. This is available for $10 on Steam right now. I just want to check and see if there is a save game option. Let's see if we can start. Load game. Good. Okay, you can keep one save game at a time. That's not as much as I would have hoped. I would have hoped there would be like files or something, or you could save at multiple points, considering, as you can see, you know, the journey here is long. I have no idea when the game ends. My gut tells me that it's a little bit longer than 10 floors, but I can't say that to be sure. But in any case, if you're a fan of games like Dungeons of Dreadmore, maybe you've exhausted all your playtime with that and you want something with a more sci-fi-y element, definitely consider going with Sword of the Stars, The Pit. This is a game that kind of came out of nowhere for me and surprised me a great deal. It is true, old-school, roguelike fun. It's not as punishing as I might like, but I would be remiss if I didn't point this out. Let's go back to the main menu here. If we start a new game, which I don't mind if we lose our old one, that's fine. If we start a new game, we can choose difficulty. So it might be, if you're a roguelike fan, you might want to crank this up to hard or insane. Because normal kind of seems like roguelike for babies, and that's me saying that, someone who is very bad at video games. I'm sure it gets much harder as you get further and further along, but for now, I definitely feel like hard or insane would be more of a difficulty that I would be interested in. But in any case, again, Sword of the Stars, The Pit, available for $10 on Steam. If you want a quick link, there will be one in the video description to go to the Steam page and pick this up. It's also available on Gamersgate, as well as maybe Green Man Gaming, but I know most of you guys are, you know, in tune with the Steam releases, so there will be a link to that in the video description. In any case, thumbs up for The Pit. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.